way. Sorry about that. Come on in.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Did you find the house okay?
No, because it's really dark out, so... Yeah. All right.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you gonna give me a hug?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I've just never done this before.
I know.
Have you?
No, not really. I mean...
Are you telling me the truth?
I mean, I've met girls online, but... Why do you think I came?
I think I know.
It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
And I just... wanted to check out the situation, you know?
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
So, let's deal with this whole contract thing, because I'm just going to be thinking about it the whole time. Until we get that out of the way.
Let's eat and we can like talk about it.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be cool.
Oh, it's okay.
We'll work on it.
I mean, you look great.
Thanks.
You just look different than what than like in the pictures. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, I expected you to have dark hair. Did you?
My hair just, it lightens up in the summer.
Do I look different?
I mean, you look different. I'm not saying better or worse, just different.
Alright.
I have cupcakes too if you want.
I see. Did you make them?
Look at those. Do you think I made those? Mm-mm.
I have no idea.
No.
Do you want to use plates or do you want to just eat?
Whatever you want. We're pretty casual here.
Okay. What's that?
I have no idea. Do you want me to check?
Somebody here?
No.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this? I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you?
Who are you?
You tell me first. You're Jeff, right?
Yeah.
And what are you doing here tonight, Jeff?
Hanging out.
Hanging out with whom?
With her.
Who's her?
I want to know who you are.
I want to know a little bit more about you first.
Can I eat first?
Sure, go ahead.
Tell me who you are, because, you know, I didn't know there would be other people here.
Well, what did you expect to happen here tonight, Jeff?
Didn't have any expectations.
No expectations whatsoever.
No. Are you her dad?
To meet a young girl.
Are you her dad?
I will get to that in a minute.
Huh?
Go ahead, have a bite.
Wow. I haven't done anything wrong.
How old are you?
What does it matter?
I'd like to know.
Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against
Coming
the
to
law?
meet a young girl?
Yeah, is it against the law?
It is after this chat. Did you bring some kind of a contract with you? Some sort of marriage contract?
Okay.
Let's see if any of this sounds familiar while you enjoy your pizza. I should come see you on Saturday. Well, since your mom isn't home, it's the best time to do it. I would, but only if you want me to. You say, I can't go to jail. My life would be ruined. Could be locked up for 20 years. Do you trim your blank?
Okay.
Now you know that this girl is 13, right? She's told you. And you're what, 37?
That doesn't mean anything.
You're 37? How old are you? You might as well just tell me because I can find out like that.
Now you're making me nervous and...
You're 44 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. Yet I want to. But that is where the breaking the law comes from.
Right.
You will never tell anyone about us having sex. Are you sure? Okay, I could be there Saturday afternoon. Explain. Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and...
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
Okay, is that against the law to
They have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 44? Yes,
no,
it's against the law.
To meet a girl. That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that I was pretty apprehensive about the whole sex thing?
Well, wouldn't you be? Wouldn't anybody be if they're
Right.
going to try to have sex with a 13-year-old girl?
To be honest with you, you're not going to believe me, but I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're law enforcement. But
You think I'm law enforcement?
well, I mean, that's what it sounds like. I was thinking about this on the way down,
Right.
and I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
It's not normal for a 44-year-old guy to drive 2.5 hours to hang out with a 13-year-old girl.
I wanted to hang out, see how she was, see if
A 13-year-old girl? How often do you do this sort of thing?
never done it.
You've never done it. So tonight you just decided, okay, I'm going to drive 2.5 hours
Oh yeah,
down I-95 from Boston.
yeah. I've been talking to her
To this
for a little
house.
while, and she seemed cool to hang out with. I mean, with that,
You can't find any
I had nothing else
older
going on.
girls?
I can, but I had nothing else going on.
So you decided you just come out and hang out with a 13-year-old girl? Like I said, as long as you're under 16, age of consent, parenthetically, nobody can know about it. I just can't take that chance. What it sounds like here is you're grooming her, testing her to make sure it would be okay if you had sex with her, so no one would find out. You talk about a plan to make it legal, to marry her.
I don't know.
You want to marry her? What do you mean you don't know? She's 13.
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, just in case. Maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
So then you'd marry a 13-year-old girl, because she's really cool and you could have sex.
After a while, if it worked out, yeah.
Maybe. So you're cool with all this. You just think this is just fine.
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person? I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it.
Please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay. I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator. So if there's anything else you want people to know, anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I can't believe this is happening.
He's 65-year-old Charles Harding, screen named Hard Chuck 1.
Hey, how are you?
Okay.
What you up to today?
Nothing. Call. Talk with a gentleman. I have a place that I have for sale.
Oh, you're selling a house.
I see. He was interested.
Well, here's what doesn't make sense about that. How is a 13-year-old going to afford to buy your home?
Well, I didn't know how old he was. I didn't stop to ask his age.
Well, Chuck, the only problem with that story is that I have the transcripts of your conversation with Luke. What are you looking for? I could be your grandpa. Into young boys your age, love to cuddle with them, caress their body, work my... And it goes on from there.
And he actually admits that he might have had sex with the boy.
But if he would have consented to having sex, what would have happened?
I'd be very hesitant at first. If he continued, then possibly we would have had it.
Possibly you would have had sex with a 13-year-old boy.
If, I felt uncomfortable and I felt that he was, not fit or anything, I would have walked away.
Not fit? How can a 13-year-old boy be fit to have sex with a 65-year-old man? Don't you see an issue there?
Well, I see nothing wrong with cuddling, and it deals with younger, older, father, son.
Father, son?
Yes.
You're talking about fathers having sex with their sons, grandfathers having sex with their grandsons.
Doctors with their patients, with the young patients, employees with their young patients.
You talk about this like it's some sort of hobby, building train sets. That's not what we're talking about here.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, hold on a second. I gotta change my shirt. Yeah.
Okay.
It's full day. Coat on. So, I gotta ask, you still gonna be up for tonight after seeing your girlfriend?
We'll see.
So how can I help you?
No, man. It's
Why don't you have a seat? Go ahead, have a seat.
What are you doing here? I suggest you sit. And take your hands up. What are you doing?
Not something good.
Why don't you tell me what your plan was?
I don't want to be. This isn't good.
Not good. That's kind of an understatement, isn't it? Who are you here to see?
Can I know who you are, please?
I want to know a little bit more about why you were here first.
I'd like to know who you are, please. This isn't.
Well, I'm happy to tell you who I am. But I also want to go over some of this chat log with you. It appears from this that you were setting up a meeting with a 13-year-old boy. I have the transcript right here, so you might as well tell me all about it.
Or I don't need to say anything.
Okay, you're only 13. Yep, 13. Living in Herman. For a 13-year-old, you handled yourself pretty well. Maybe I'll send you my pics. Yes, you are very cute, and when boys are that cute, they usually look like their moms. Loved meeting you, David. Sleep good. So you pretty much thought you were coming here to meet a 13-year-old boy named Conrad. I like sucking and being sucked. What do you do for a living?
Or have I?
A rabbi. Now, presumably, you counsel families and children in your position as a rabbi. What are you doing as a man of God, as a rabbi, in this house, trying to meet a 13-year-old boy?
I'm really. I've asked you for identification as to who you are. You've yet to show it to me. Right now, all that's happened is that I'm sitting in a house. I've had an email correspondence.
And you sent pornographic pictures through the mail.
So,
Okay, that's a federal offense right there.
Okay, look. You know I'm in trouble, and I know I'm in trouble. I am not interested in getting any further.
I'm more than happy to tell you who I am. I am Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on computer predators.
Oh, no. Come on, guy.
You don't want to touch anybody. You don't want to.
You've got to stop this.
Sit down. Sit down.
You don't have any right to...
You're free to leave any time.
I gotta finish getting changed, okay?
Well, I'll watch it.
Just wait at the bar for a second.
What are you up to tonight?
Well, what? She asked me to come over and
Please have a seat. Relax.
come up.
Who asked you to come over exactly? Who asked you to come over?
Destiny?
Destiny. And how did you meet Destiny? How did you meet Destiny?
On the computer, she said hi and stuff.
And who? Do me a favor and just keep your hands on your.
No, fine.
Before Westerbeck walked into the house, we knew that he was to be in court 4 days later, to go before a judge and to be sentenced for doing the very same thing he was doing on this night. Now, Kevin, you've had some contact with the law before.
That's correct.
Tell me about that.
This child, there was a child, I forget what it is.
Child solicitation?
They said I came out to meet some girl, I guess.
So let me get this straight. You were accused of doing the very same thing that you're out doing tonight.
I had no intention of this.
You pleaded guilty
Yes.
to solicitation of a minor for sex.
It was a plea.
It was a plea.
Right.
You pleaded guilty.
Correct.
And you got sentenced for that plea, correct?
That's correct.
Next week, on Thursday, you have to go to court.
Correct.
And they're going to decide whether or not you're going to become a registered sex offender.
Yes.
And then you're going to go to prison.
Correct.
So what, it's my fault?
No, it's not your fault. I'm not saying that.
She says, I like kissing. You say, would you get naked? I just don't want to get cold, she says. You say, have sex? Now, a moment ago, you told me this wasn't a sexually oriented conversation. That was a lie, too, wasn't it?
I was just talking.
Just talking. It would be fun, then, okay? You say, then I'm big. She says, really? Yeah, how? Then you give the dimension of your penis. That's not sexual?
Just BS talk.
Just BS talk. And less than a week before you're supposed to go to court and prison, you are here in this house trying to meet a 13-year-old girl home alone.
I'm stupid. I'm weak. It's just this. I have no intentions of having sex with her.
Yeah.
I
How
know.
can you say that? Why should I believe that?
Because I'm telling you the truth.
What did you plan on doing?
I'm just gonna plan on meeting her, say hi, how you doing, and that's
How
it.
you doing? And that's it.
And that's it.
So less than a week before you're supposed to go to court, where you're probably going to be designated a registered sex offender,
Yes.
and then you're going to go to prison
That's correct.
for 11 months.
That's correct.
After pleading guilty to solicitation of a child for sex, you just figured, oh, I'm just going to pop in and have a nice little conversation with a 13-year-old girl.
That is my story, sir.
Sheriff's Department.
Not one for the road.
No. I know exactly what you're saying. And that was not my intent. I learned my lesson the first time.
Obviously not.
No.
Right? Obviously not.
Well, I wasn't coming
You're
in
chatting
here
with the 13-year-old female about your penis size on the internet, and you drove about, what, an hour and a half to get here to meet a 13-year-old female in the middle of the night who you knew by looking at the chats her parents weren't home. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I am required in this hearing to make a determination as to whether or not I believe, based upon the facts presented, the defendant will commit future sex offenses. In this case, you've made it very clear, Mr. Westerbeck, as to whether or not you'll commit future offenses. This court will make a finding, and I make this finding beyond a reasonable doubt, that you are likely to commit future crimes based upon the evidence before the court today. With that determination, the court will make a finding that you are a sexual predator.
I like to pleasure people and be pleasured. I just don't chat. I meet. I want to know, if I meet you, you will let me pleasure you?
Sounds fun.
Then he turns on his webcam and shows her his private parts. The next day, he's walking into our living room.
Look at this. We got these sweet new chairs. Sit down. It's so cool. It has like a massager in it. If you push those buttons, out of nowhere, he just stood up and started heading towards me. Do you want me to get you something to drink? He was definitely headed towards me for something.
Have a seat right over there where you were.
No.
What's happening? Please, sit down. And what do you think this is?
It's not good.
Now, what was your plan here tonight?
Have a time.
Have a fun time.
Yeah.
With a girl who told you she was how old?
I think it was 13.
And how old are you?
34. She hasn't turned around. I should have thought about it.
Have you met other people before on the internet?
Sure, consent. Older. I mean, everybody's old, you know. I've never done this before.
What made you decide to do this for the first time tonight?
You know, wow, it crossed my mind. I seen this show and I'm like,
You seen which show?
This one.
This show.
Yeah.
You like to pleasure people and be pleasured.
Yeah.
Now you know this is a 13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
You talk about how having sex for the first time may be painful for the girl. And then you sent these pictures.
Yeah.
You ever been in trouble before? You have been?
Yeah.
What was the actual criminal charge against you?
Having sex with a minor.
In 1995, he pleaded guilty to 1 count of unlawful sexual intercourse. He says it was a big misunderstanding, that the girl showed him a fake ID saying she was 18.
Well, you've seen the show before, so you know that this is about the time where I need to tell you who I am. I'm Chris Hansen, and I'm with Dateline NBC, and this is To Catch a Predator.
Yeah.
Later at the police station, he's brought into the interrogation room, read his rights, and starts answering questions.
And what were your intentions when you got here?
I was intentions to be pleasurable and pleasure her, but I might not have done the actual penetration. I just wanted to see how it went. That's all, you know.
Okay. Now you're gonna have to define pleasurable for me.
Pleasure, having the lady have pleasure below, and likewise, I guess.
He says he lives with his girlfriend and her 5-year-old son.
Does she know you chat?
Yes, but she didn't know about this. I told her it was a couple.
A couple?
Couple, 2 people, a man and a woman.
That you were coming to see?
Yeah.
For what?
I have pleasure with couples.
So she knows that you travel to have relationships.
He tells the agent about his prior conviction for sex with a minor and says he got probation. But later he was arrested for not reporting to his probation officer.
So I went back and done 37 days in the pen in Delaware.
He also admits to dating a teenager. He says she was 18, but he doesn't remember her name.
You lived with this girl and you didn't know her name?
I've had a lot of girlfriends.
Well, I'm sure you have, Travis, but I want to know this one's name.
I don't know. I can see her face, but I can't picture her name.
How long did she live with you?
A couple months.
Calling himself John Raven 2000, he tells the decoy, who is posing as a 13-year-old, that he's 24.
Did you him?
Yeah? Why you want to know that?
I just do.
Kaye, see, I ain't no baby.
Would you do it to me?
Would you want me to?
Yes.
Yeah, it would be cool to try stuff out. You're cute.
Here comes 24-year-old Michael Patterson. He actually made the 5.5-hour drive to meet a 13-year-old for sex. Casey has been instructed to make certain the man is unarmed.
Hey!
Oh my God.
You didn't really bring your gun with you, did you? Because that kind of freaks me out.
No.
Well, you said you always carry it with you.
It's in my car.
I don't believe you.
Seriously, look.
Lift up your shirt. Turn around. Lift up your pants.
You're killing me.
Pull your pockets inside out.
Come on.
Your other pocket.
My wallet. Chain. Come on, you gotta trust me. I don't have it on me here.
Alright, I guess I believe you. Okay, close your door. Come on in.
Quit being a weenie.
So you're a cop, not a detective?
Detective, yeah. I'm a lieutenant.
I'm pretty excited. Are you excited?
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do?
Where's your room at? Let's go through the house. Look at it. This is a huge house.
Yeah, it is pretty big. It's nice, though.
Oh, my God. My hair's a mess.
So, Lieutenant.
What's up?
What are we investigating tonight?
Nothing much.
What's your plan here?
I just drove down here to...
Now, what would motivate somebody to drive 5.5 hours to come here to this house?
I don't know, sir.
Now, you're a lawman? So if you're doing the interview, what would you want to know most?
Basically, why was I here?
Yeah, why were you here?
I'm just, I'm just lonely. I don't have anybody, and I need somebody to talk to.
You knew she was 13. She told you.
I was kind of worried about it. I told her she was 5 years older. I wouldn't mind talking to her,
But you kept talking anyway.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know what to do with me. Am I supposed to know what to do with old men? Only with me. So this is funny.
I know. I'm sorry, sir.
It's funny. What do you think should happen to a police officer who gets caught doing something like this?
Well, really bad could happen.
How long have you been in law enforcement?
Just a year now.
Explain to me why somebody with apparently so much going on would take that risk.
I'm going through a divorce partially, and
what do you suppose your chief's going to say about this?
he's going to be too happy.
Well, there's something you got to know. And it's I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet young teens online for sex.
I apologize, man to man.
All right. Because of the possibility that Patterson is armed, an officer acts more quickly than usual, calling out to him as soon as he opens the door.
Sheriff's office!
Patterson steps back into the house, and an officer shoots him with a taser gun. Only one probe stays attached, so the taser is unable to shock him and drop him to the ground. Officers search his car. They find a loaded gun,
One in the chamber.
a spare round of ammunition, and handcuffs.
Why did you come down here tonight?
She's had a blowjob or something.
Yeah, and in your chats you talk about her sucking your dick. So you had intentions to at least have oral sex with her.
Yeah.
And how old did she tell you that she was?
Said going on 14.
And she's going to be 14 in February or something, I believe.
Yeah. I knew I shouldn't have came down here.
No, that would have probably been a good idea.
He was on active parole and he was a registered sex offender. He has a conviction for an assault with a deadly weapon that went back to, I believe, 1981. He was convicted and sentenced to 3 years in prison for rape. And in 2000, he was also sent to prison for failure to register as a sex offender.
Here he is tonight at our undercover house after making plans for sex with a decoy posing as a 13-year-old boy.
Hey, sir, can you come back over here, please, and have a seat right on the top? You seem to be in a hurry there. Right, have a seat right there, please.
All right.
Look, just sit down. Why were you in such a hurry to go up on the other side of the fence?
Oh, nothing. I thought I was looking for somebody.
And what's your name?
My name is Michael.
Michael. Michael Wiltse.
No, Michael Wehry.
Michael Wehry. And what's your email address?
An email address?
Yeah. How about JMichaelWiltse@yahoo.com?
But I used that a long time ago.
Long time ago. How about today?
I haven't been on a computer in a while myself. I used to.
How about on the 5th?
When I was married, I used to use that name.
Why don't you just tell me the truth?
So I don't know when
It's
you're
going to be a
going.
lot easier if you just tell me the truth.
It's going to be a lot easier for what? Okay, look. I had a phone call. That's what I had. Okay? That's what I had. I came to what was construction. I was going to leave it off. That's all I have. Okay? I was going to get myself back to town and go home.
You willing to send me a couple good news? You are one sexy boy. How tall? Give me dimensions, please.
I don't know what that refers to. You know?
Of course, how can I know you're not a cop or working for them or trying to blank with me or get me busted? You are a really cute 13-year-old, and I love what I saw.
Wow.
I need to see you in person, talk, and see what you are wanting when you're offline. Also, you talked about peeps, porn. By the way, why wouldn't I want to see you and taste your beautiful body? Make love
That's
to you.
not-
You are a gorgeous 13-year-old.
That's not my style. I never had any affiliation with 13-year-olds.
Did you ever do any promotions for Kindergarten Cop, the movie?
I saw the movie. I know some people that have seen me with the movie, but that was it.
I am a promotional photographer and have done such promotions as Kindergarten Cop
I've done
and some porno, gay
landscape-
porno film.
I've done some landscape photography. I have not used J. Michael Wiltse in a long time as far as, in the internet or addresses.
Somebody calls you when? Today, yesterday, the day before.
Oh, I guess it's been about a week.
A week ago.
Yeah.
It says, Michael, I know you're looking for a job.
Actually, we talked about a number of things.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Michael on the bus on the 482. I talked to...
Wait a minute, who, just be straight with me, who called you to say there was a job and you should come here and leave a note?
I came on just what he had told me about. That's what I came on. I'm just striving for work. I came on the fact that I was told it was construction work, and they're not caring whether or not there's some past history, a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to find work.
When you're sending these emails with your...
I haven't used that account since 1999.
Here's the problem with that. I know you were at a public library using a computer.
You know what I was, or you know that somebody was using that account?
I know you were.
You know, I was. That's good. I do sometimes go in and talk to a friend of mine in the public library. You know that Jane.
Can I taste your nuts? And
that's
will
not
you
my style.
Blank me. That's what porn is.
That's
lots of art is sex. How can I promote someone I never had lots of hot sex?
I can figure that maybe a couple of people might want to try to get me in trouble. I don't know. That does not.
So you're saying this was somebody else, even though we know you were at the public library using a computer. And
What
we
you know
this
is I was at a public library. That's what you may know.
You don't know everything I know. So you want to tell me the real story now? Or you want to go with what you got? It's up to you.
And when does the real story get me? But I don't know. I don't even know who you are. I don't even know who you are. I came in here. I was just now told that gate's open. Come on in.
What this sounds like, Michael, is that you were coming here to have sex with a 13-year-old boy.
Oh, hell no.
Well, why would you say these things to somebody you thought was a 13-year-old?
Maybe somebody else that was also on the computer in the library been using my name.
So it's one big mix-up.
I'm telling you what I came in for. And if you were anybody that had access to my record, you look at my record, you figure out that the only time I had any problems with anybody was a young woman, unless you look at my adolescent stuff. And then I was an adolescent.
So you've got a record?
I have a record. You know I have.
You had a problem with a young woman?
A long time ago.
You do time for that?
Straight up, I've done time for that. He was a young woman. Ain't no kids in me. There's nothing in my record to even suggest. My desperation was for a job. If somebody else had used an email account that I used a long time ago, I'm sorry about that. Then I gotta change a number of things. Okay? That I had on by G. Michael Wiltse at Yahoo since 1999.
You're talking to a boy named Luke.
I don't know a boy named Luke.
I'll be there as close to 11 as possible, so I will need your number so that I can call you when I'm near the bus stop. I will look for you, and we will discreetly go to your room and talk. And we'll talk about whatever pops up and stimulates you into whatsoever you want.
You are reading me something that somebody wrote. I'm sorry to hear that. Who's Luke? I never met no Luke.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We've been doing a story on computer hackers, adults who go online and try to meet young teens. Now, if you have anything else you'd like to say for yourself, we'd love to hear it. If not, you're obviously legally involved in it.
But what kind of sick senior citizen would send your kids a perverted picture like this?
Hey, my little sex kitten. How are you, sweetheart? I can't wait to kiss you and hold you. I love you, sweetheart. I want to make you so happy, my little angel. I love you, baby, so much.
He's 64. He says he's a limo driver. He likes to play drums and he loves to run around in the nude. His email address says it all. Love to be naked. Today, it's Gentile who's on the police radar. So with the cooperation of the Fairfield cops, we set up a sting operation. Gentile sends pictures of himself naked, posing in front of a mirror, in the woods, even sitting on the toilet. His text messages are some of the raunchiest and most disgusting imaginable.
Many we can't even put on TV. I sent you a picture on Skype. I'm naked. I would kiss you all over, LOL. Yesterday I went to a river upstate and went nude sunbathing. Do you want to go with me, LOL? Will you try sleeping naked tonight? I sleep naked every night. Remember, he thinks he's talking to a 13-year-old girl. I want you to feel comfortable looking at naked human bodies. I also want you to learn what they're doing. Watching those movies is your sex education homework, he says. I'm going to give you a test on it tomorrow. Gentile asks her to get a banana and do unmentionable things with it. It's just practice for when the real thing ever happens. I want you to imagine that the banana is me. We went on a tour today of an old castle on the Hudson River. There were 2 girls around your age. I was looking at those girls today, thinking of you, and getting so excited. What is even more disturbing, Gentile sent pictures of what appears to be child pornography. Then he asks Brittany something that will come back to haunt him. Can I take pictures of you? Yeah, maybe. LOL, no one will see them though, right? Just me. I would never want to see my sweetheart with anyone. The decoy asks him to come in through the side door.
I'm sorry, can you just get this for me? I'm so mad.
Seconds after he's in the hallway,
I'm really sorry.
My little angel, I love you, baby, so much.
do you think you could take a picture of your blank for me? Feel sexy about yourself and take a picture. Are you going to take a picture for me after you shower? You're my girlfriend and I'm your boyfriend. I love you so much, my angel. I can't wait to hold you in my arms and know that you are actually mine. It seems Grandpa has his antenna up for more than sex, and suddenly he bolts.
Do you want anything to drink?
I'll be outside, okay? Where are you?
I'm gonna go grab my jacket, is that alright?
Mike? Yeah? Come here a minute, please. Outside, a dozen cops are waiting for him. It might be easier for Gentile to speak with detectives who take him to the interrogation room where he signs away his right to remain silent.
What is your reason to be in Fairfield, Connecticut today?
I was meeting, I thought, a friend to go to a movie.
And like many of the men we catch, he claims he thought the girl was an adult.
As far as I understood, she was in her 30s.
What was your dialogue between the two of you?
Just different things about everything.
Like?
Sex to school, you know.
Sex to school?
Yeah, everything, parents and, you know.
Do you go to school?
No.
Does a 30-year-old go to school?
She said she did.
What school?
She said she was just studying at home.
30-year-old studying at home?
Yeah.
Well, whose house is that you were at?
That, as far as I know, it was hers.
Hers?
Her parents.
30-year-old lives with her parents? You understand the charges that I told you?
Yeah, I didn't know she was a minor.
You didn't know she was a minor?
No, I thought, she told me she was younger, but I thought we were just doing role play. But her thing, when I first met her, she said she was 34 or 36 or something, I don't remember exactly.
You don't mind if I'm frank with you, do you? Do you?
Okay.
All right. So we know you were here to meet somebody.
Okay.
We know that.
Okay.
Right? But she never said she was 30 or 34 years old. She said she was 13.
Okay.
Well, tell me. Tell me
when I first found her picture, it said she was 34.
No, it doesn't. It
Yes,
says
it
right
does.
here.
Okay.
And your response is 13. Now that's gorgeous.
Gentile won't need that hotel room. He's got a bed. The holding cell at the Fairfield police station.
Police with a search warrant.
6 detectives carefully enter. They look under the mattress. They find his wallet, computer, and a tablet. And this.
Oh, there's the knife he was talking about.
They find Gentile's digital camera. Remember, he told the decoy he wanted to take pictures of her naked.
He was set up to actually photograph this sexual encounter in the hotel room.
Yeah. A kiddie porn manufacturing site. And that is an additional crime and an additional factor that we have to weigh.
Cops reportedly found 24 sexually explicit images of minors on his cell phone. He was charged with attempted second-degree sexual assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, attempting to entice a minor by computer, and possession of child pornography. He pleaded guilty.
sorry. Don't come any further, please.
Alright.
I'm just so freaked out about the whole gun thing after today.
I hear it.
My cousin was in Newtown, and I'm just really scared. Can you just, like, prove to me right now that you don't have a gun? Can you turn around? It's not in your sweatshirt, you swear? I'm sorry. I don't want you to think I'm crazy. Do you want to come in?
You want to go?
Can you just, like, come in and we can chat for a little bit? I feel really weird about just, like, piecing it out of here right now.
I can come right there and chat. I'm not coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, right here.
So great to meet you.
Why?
I've never done this before. What do you want to do?
You want to show you around?
I feel so weird about everything. It's so scary. Just be driving around, you know? Can you just stay here? I have food, we can just hang out, and like watch a movie.
What about going to the movies?
Where?
Trumbull?
I don't think so. I'd rather just stay here. I want to hang out with you, but like, I'm just so scared.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
This is crazy. I've never done anything like this.
Have you ever driven a car before?
No.
What if I took you to an empty parking lot and tell you to drive?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. Would you like that?
I don't know.
It's a parking lot. There's gonna be nothing there.
I really don't think I can leave. I'm sorry. I feel so bad. I like came all the way over.
Okay.
Stephen, I'm going to need to talk to you for a minute. Please come in. Come on in, please. Please take your hands out of your pockets. Right, sir. What was on the agenda tonight?
I was just gonna take her out and show her around.
Take her out and show her around where?
Fairfield.
What exactly were you going to show her?
The beach, sites to go to, places to not go to.
You're just going to do a favor for a 13-year-old girl.
What happened was, when my cousin came,
right,
she did the same thing.
When your cousin came, she did the same thing. What do you mean?
With this.
She invited
an older person.
An older person came over and
Yeah.
showed your 13-year-old around town. And what happened in that case?
She got assaulted.
She got assaulted. So let me get this straight. You had a cousin who was 13 who moved to town here, right down the road.
Yes.
And she was contacted by an adult.
Yes.
Who picked her up and sexually assaulted her. You're former military and still in the National Guard, right?
Yes.
That you were going to come over and show this 13-year-old girl around so she'd be safe.
Yes.
And so what is all this talk back and forth between you and a girl you think is 13? You know you're going to shower with me Thursday night. I'm gonna pick you up and put you against the shower wall. Then I'm going to have you ride me, babe, as my hand grabs your ass and I blank your blanks. Did you send her any pictures of yourself? Then you talk about actually having sex with her and Skyping it to an ex-boyfriend. Now that doesn't exactly back up your story about being the protector of Fairfield County, Connecticut, does it?
There's a horrible lapse in judgment.
A horrible lapse in judgment. How old are you?
27.
27. Help me to understand what it was that really brought you here tonight.
I haven't been the same since when I deployed to Iraq.
Where were you in Iraq?
Mosul.
Mosul.
Camp Merez.
And you saw action.
Yes, sir.
How did that impact you?
Terribly.
Did you get help for it?
I tried, but with the VA situation, they just weren't helpful.
But I still have a difficult time connecting that to trying to sexually solicit a 13-year-old girl.
I completely understand.
Well, help me to make the link here. You surfaced talking in a very similar way to a girl named Brittany posing as a 13-year-old. I have that chat too. Your intent seems pretty clear from this discussion you've had. You went from whisper to kick to your cell phone. That's a long time. A lot of effort.
Yes. I said, let's just hang out later. No hooking up whatsoever.
I know, but you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like somebody who's trying to create some kind of a plausible excuse after all the other graphic conversations you had with her. And at the end of the day, you showed up. After circling the house,
I understand.
You circled the house, you pulled in the driveway, you pulled out, you wanted her to get in the car with you, not even having met. That's a little creepy, I gotta tell you, Steve.
I understand.
What else did you bring?
Nothing.
Just yourself?
Yes.
While Buchanan told me he didn't bring condoms, police later found them in his car, along with a loaded handgun, duct tape, and a camera. Think about that.
I'm Chris Hansen, and this is an investigation called Hansen versus Predator.
Yes, I understand.
You're free to go.
I do have my permit already.
You have your permit on?
Yes.
Is a weapon in the car?
Yes. It's in the...
Hey guys, where is it?
It's in the trunk in the AAA bag.
He's got his weapons are in the trunk. Just do me a favor and sign there. That basically is saying that you're waiving your rights and you're willing to speak to us about what happened tonight. When you say you were talking about doing things that took it to
Sexual.
a different sexual things.
Yes, sir.
So when you say sexual, just give me an idea of what some of those sexual things. What does that mean?
Oral sex.
Okay.
Penetration.
What kind of penetration?
Vaginal. And showering.
Okay.
You know, kissing and...
At the moment that you were taken into custody, you were very open and honest about letting us know that you had your gun in the car.
Yes, sir.
Why would you have brought that with you? Is that just do you
I
always carry it?
I always carry it. I had it on me, on my waist.
So you originally did have it on your waist?
Yes.